Greetings, Jedi Traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the daily trend for end of the week, week 29, day number 5, July 22nd, 2016. As always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. To support your knowledge in the market, see what's going through my head on any given day. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, how are we economic-wise? Very weak, not very weak, only not a lot of economic data today. Again, economic earnings coming out, GE, American Airlines, Honeywell, again, all across the board for the most part in the green today. We'll take a look at Chipotle today, including our market cap leaders. Take a look at the daily results here. 49 ticks across the board, NQ 27 and ES 22 ticks. Take a look at the daily trend indicator as we took a look at the futures. Price action trend prediction was to the long, and that's almost where we started moving. It's price action on the AD line supporting us here at the pivot. Again, AD line running upside, trend prediction upside, and price action coming downside. So obviously a little bit divergence there at the beginning on the futures. Is price action coming underneath the T350. Not a bad setup all the way around. Some of the traders in the trading room were able to grab a couple ticks, left it alone, and waited for the setup to the upside. AD line upside, trend prediction upside, and entry upside on 5 charts in the green on the ES and the NQ. Not running much further as price action pretty much chisel out for the rest of the afternoon. Here it was to the fib projection level on the NQ to the upside. Again, looking at all 5 charts here in the green and highest probability move. Again, don't have to get on the first bar, wait a couple bars, entry, and use the Heiken Ashi bars to keep you in the trend. Whether it was the NQ or the ES up to the fib projection level, price action on the ES ran a little bit higher, but again, it's just about a piece of the pie. Nice move, nice move. And look at the chart of the day. Take a look at the ZM and the ZS, soybean meal to the downside. You don't have to trade the indices if they're not moving. You can find the same strategy on other charts, even other time frames. Again, Jedi Traders, if you want to go ahead and check out the whole weekly results, make sure you check out the link right above today's trading session recap. Here you go to week 29 recap. There it is, weekly total, 12 setups for 384 ticks this week, including a summary of econ data and a quick link to each daily trend video. All right, let's jump right into the futures charts as we see price action again on the AD line. That was a 1-minute chart I showed you before. Here we are going up 10 minutes, holding above the 10 EMA here. Nice trending move today to keep you in the trend, including HA bars. And taking a look at those 5-minute charts. Again, crude coming down, sitting in the zone as price action broke out of the 25-minute open range to the downside. The question is not trading off the 5-minute charts. Do we have it set up on the range charts? We'll take a look there in a moment. All across the board to the upside, we chopped to pop there on the ES, YM again up to Globex high, CAM high here on the NQ. Again, at the end of the day, all these lines are just lines of concern, only managing the setup on the candles themselves. Take a look at the fib projection levels. We had a nice hit to the upside on the NQ and the ES today. YM just coming short of that. Take a look at the daily gaps. Nothing to close upside. Right now, crude, yes, to the upside, but right now, as we hold to the daily trend downside, 43.23 line of concern, 36.75 open gap downside, 304 here on the YM, and 10.75 here on the NQ. Always watching those VPOCs as well, looking for a nice profile each day, 70% in the orange, looking for the outliers on both sides. Price action, very weak high today. Price action managed to get down below the 70% trading range as the VPOC, 600-day VPOC on the crude was holding there for a couple days, 45.70 as we continue the drive down. All right, let's jump right into the daily trend here. Price action coming on the crude as we saw the breakout of the 25-minute open range. There it is, breakdown below the T350, giving you a nice setup with 5 charts in the red, 5 charts in the red to the downside. YM, again, very choppy, not much price action. Here was the beginning of the session, not much movement until price action finally broke away after sitting here for about 2-3 hours, left the YM to its own today. NQ with the nice setup there we saw this morning. Nice breakout of the T350, a couple re-opportunities to either manage it as we continue to make higher lows here, and then finally in the afternoon session there on the European close to the upside, breaking above the London session high as well as the Globex high there. ES again, nice move to the upside here after a choppy session in the mid-morning. Again, not much of a, you did have a sell signal here. With 5 charts in the red, almost ready to go on that, but again, you're sitting right there at the London session low. You might hesitate, you might wait for another bar. You're looking at market internals, you're looking at the 5 charts, and you decide maybe that's not the best setup right now, or you just simply maybe you took the entry. It's possible you took the entry or an early entry and you got stopped out. That comes with the territory. GC, again, not much to talk about. Nice move here on 5 charts in the red there, early session. The rest of the remaining chopping out. And wrapping up on the range charts, there it is, 60 euro to the downside, 5 charts in the red. That's what you're looking for. Again, you had a setup here pre-US Open. Looking at the Globex low there, you might have decided, I'll take my contracts off a little sooner. As long as you have your stop at the swing size, you should have been okay. Taking a look at the ZS here, Beans, as I showed you the picture before there. Nice move down. Again, what you're looking for is to tie up those 5 charts together. Look at the 5144. Look at the higher time frames and watch the price action all line up there. Take the risk, take the signal, you enter, you manage it, and you got yourself a running trend. So nice move to the downside. Take a look at the daily big pick. Here we see the crude continuing to move downside as price action sitting between the 50 and the 200 on the daily. But again, reject here at the 50 EMA time and time again, holding below the 5144 gives us the continued downtrend. Now, are you asking me where we're going next week? I can't tell you. All I can tell you is intraday, you need to watch your charts. Be ready in both directions. On the bigger picture for an ETF, well, you got to see where your bigger time frame is and then splice it into the lower time frame to ride the bigger wave. As we see here on the NQ, ES, and YM across the board, price action volume today under the 60 period moving average, as we have been for most of the last week. Price action again on the highs here, holding well above the 50 and the 200. Price action after a pullback yesterday, 4-hour charts, holding back upside on the NQ, strong to the Fibonacci target 2, holding upside at 50 above 144, giving us the upward trend all across the board. But we do see a small pullback on the ES and YM. I will want to see for the price to either continue upside next week, or if we are turned downside, look for the 50 first and then look for the 144 for a resistance. All right, taking a look at the some of the market cap leaders. Let's go ahead and look at the Starbucks. The Starbucks again made a little modification. Going to play around with these charts a little bit on the left-hand side in the intraday, depending on the volume of the market. Again, a 20-tick chart is going to be a lot noisier, but right now we have I've managed to I went ahead and switched out my 15-minute chart for a 100-tick chart, including now a 50-tick chart and a 20-tick chart. Again, I'm going to take a look over the weekend, decide if I'm happy with those moving averages. But for now, still focusing on the bigger picture up in the upper right-hand corner on the 3 charts. Starbucks, again, with its data out yesterday, Thursday, still holding in between the 50 and the 200. Price action holding between the 50 and 200 on a daily. But again, getting a nice bounce today, all holding above the 50 EMA. Intraday session gave me an opportunity to splice in here after price action, after the market just simply rebounded back upside. Can't complain, guys. Plenty of Starbucks shops around the country, people holding those cups all around and spreading across the world, and hard to give up on the Starbucks yet. Again, a little bit of business competition is good, but Starbucks pretty strong still here. Just looking for an opportunity for it to regain its footing. Again, you'll look at the 100-tick is with the 4-hour chart looking almost alike. Price action gives you that intraday a confirmation that we're still in an uptrend. You look for the entry to to be confirmed on the 50 tick, and then you enter on the 20 tick chart, which puts you into the trade. Put your stop at a place that it's manageable, or whether you're watching the options. Again, options I like to watch on the 4-hour chart and the intraday chart as well. All right, there's our Starbucks. We'll watch that next week over the course, see if price action continues to the upside. Take a look at Netflix, which numbers came out last week. Price action still holding around this 85. Again, I want to see that Netflix pop above that T350, but now what I've done is actually I got a 144 on here. So there's a 20 tick with a 144 based on a recommendation from one of our trading room members. Going to be watching that. So again, right now, as long as that price action rejects that 144, I want to see it pop above. So intraday, I still have the 50 EMAs down below. So price action downside, upside, I think we're kind of mixed here on the Netflix, but I got to go with the bigger trend, which is still downside. So the splice into the move to the downside is what I'm looking for on the left-hand side. Look for that 50 tick to come underneath that T350, and you got yourself a runner to the downside. Take a look at Alphabet Google's earnings coming out next week, July 28th. Price action holding to the upside. Love to see that T3 moving average go green there, which I think it will there next week on the daily if we can hold upside, holding above the 5200. Again, 100 tick looking nice. Again, here on a 20 tick, holding above the 144. A lot more action again here on Alphabet Google, so you might want to go to a little bit of a higher time frame, maybe go 200, 150, but there we are holding above the 50. We're holding above the 50, so I like the setup to the upside. Take a look at Facebook. As Facebook earnings coming out next week, July 27th. Again, upside, upside, upside. Watch that 144 resistance, but again on the 100 and the 50 looking good. A little bit of resistance there, a couple more bars, and you got yourself a nice splice back into Facebook as it holds again above the 50 and the 200. But hey, earnings come out, you can get a real whiplash on that. Again, 50% of the crowd's going to say up, 50% says down. You got to read the charts and make your own decision. Take a look at Amazon. As Amazon price action holding to the upside all across the board, holding above the 5200. As the rest of the market's just going sideways. Again, we're ending up the week. Netflix just pulling back slightly from the highs of the week. There it was, a little bit of selling off there at the end. Again, if you want to get back into Amazon, watch for that price action to break back above the 144. Here, 50 tick and 100 tick chart, finding that support at the 144. Again, you want to play with the time frames based on how much volume. Again, if you're not finding, if you're finding too much noise on the intraday charts, again, I'll play around with it. But for now, still liking the bigger picture over here on the daily, weekly, and weekly, daily, and 4-hour chart as well. Take a look at Apple. Apple, again, a tough one for me to say. The long looks great, holding between the 50 and the 200, but as we pull back now towards the open gap drive, that might be what we need. Watch for that 20 tick to break back above that 144. Watch for the 50 tick to also do the same. 100 tick is in the green, holding above the 50 and the 144, holding above the T350. So that's a good sign that Apple might find some leverage here. Again, I'll watch for these two charts here, upper and to the left, to tell you that the momentum has changed, and we'll take a look at that on Monday and next Wednesday and Friday. All right, I wanted to finish up with Chipotle this week, CGM here, as earnings came out, not as expected there. CGM, or is it CMG? CMG. Sure I get that right. There it is, Chipotle CMG. Price action again on Chipotle still holding to the downside. Price action on the daily starting to break that 50 as the 4-hour chart holding upside. Here a little bit of after hours trading, but price action breaking above today, above the 144 with a little bit of a pullback. But again, 4-hour chart with the 100 tick chart still showing green, holding above the T350s and 50 above 144. You take a look at the 50 tick chart, not looking bad here, as price action today all needs a little bit of a lift back upside above T3 moving averages, and we got ourselves a drive back upside on Chipotle. All right, that concludes today's daily trend. Check out my weekend market cap futures ETF market cap leaders, where we go ahead and review through the charts just based on the three, taking a look at the weekly, daily, and the 4-hour chart where we are currently from the futures market cap leaders like we just went over. FX pairs, again, something we've been doing the last week is looking at the market cap leaders throughout the week, so won't be looking at that during the weekend. We'll be looking at the key indices and the industrials where the market is sitting currently in trend. Also, again, as a reminder, go ahead and check out the weekly recap focus, which has a total recap of videos of the individual daily trends, or go ahead and just pick each day of the week. You can go ahead in more detail, pick out each day's blog site for the individual stats for the day. As we roll into next week, it's all about FOMC next week and GDP, a whole host of Red Star data. We'll go over that in the weekend recap and outlook for next week, week 30 for 2016. All right, guys, feel free to stop by at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. You can find me every day on Trading Fibs. You can find me every day on Twitter. My trading mantra of one simple strategy: any market, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You can find me every day on Twitter, as I just said, at Trading Fibs. And as always, I do leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only trade what's in front of me and on my charts, and I leave my bias at the door when trading. Hope you got something out of this. If you got any questions, feel free to email me, David at Trading Fibs, for a complimentary session Fridays in the trading room as we roll through summertime trading. Sure should make for a exciting rest of the summer as not only volatility but uncertainty continues to roll out. Thoughts to all those over there in Germany, as just seems to be world unrest these days. Unfortunately, it is happening on Fridays, which puts a damper to the weekends. All right, guys, wherever you might be, have yourself a Blue Zone weekend. Go out, do something different. Don't look at your monitors. Good day, good night, and good trading to you.